Giving all praises to Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai, Ba'Shem Kahak Wadash. Double honors to the apostles, elders of Great Millstone. Sincere shalom to the hopeful elect. All right, give me a second. Okay, we'll title this lesson, In the Kingdom, Fathers Will Marry Off Their Daughters Again. Or actually, no, the title will be In the Kingdom, Fathers Will Choose Husbands for Their Daughters Again. Okay. All right, because that is a ancient Israelite tradition among our people, where when your daughter becomes of a certain age, okay, the father, and let's just say if the father's not around, all right, a prominent male figure in the family is supposed to choose the husband for the daughter, okay? And the reason why that was done was to prevent situations like this, okay? I found this little YouTube video. I don't know what this is, but, you know, it just popped up on my feed. And I didn't watch all of it. I just watched probably about 3 to 4 minutes, and I already knew what the fuck was going on. It was just a bunch of folly, feminist folly, right? But the title of this video right here that's queued up on the screen is Swiping 10 Single Gym Guys, okay? So in this video, you got a young woman, all right? And it's a bunch of guys in a line, right? In a single file line. They come up to the woman and they present themselves, and, you know, basically they try to sell themselves to the woman, and she decides whether or not she wants to, you know, take them on as a partner. Okay. And side note, this woman is from Los Angeles. All right. And, you know, I live in California, probably about 30 minutes from Los Angeles. And women in Los Angeles are probably just the lowest of the low. All right. Scum of the earth. All right. Aside from, you know, maybe there are some few sincere sisters that are coming out of Los Angeles that believe in Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai, if that. All right. But the rest of the women in Los Angeles are just scum of the earth, hood rats. No matter how pretty they look, okay, they're running around the city slutting out. I know this for a fact. Okay. And brothers that are familiar with the Los Angeles area will tell you the same goddamn thing about Los Angeles women. All right. So this is just some slut. All right. That is being pedestalized. Okay. And, you know, she's playing with the narrative of my body, my choice. Okay. And you got a bunch of simp ass niggas in a line trying to sell themselves. And let me say this. Okay. Shouldn't no man, all right, be actively trying to always sell himself to a woman, or trying to convince a woman or persuade a woman to deal with him? All right. We're in the times, man, okay, to where these women, you know, they need to be chasing your validation. Okay. Not the other way around. All right. You don't become a servant for a woman's sake. All right. Go tap into my lesson that I did a couple days ago on this channel titled "Don't Let Any Woman Have Power Over You." This is a perfect example. 10 goofy ass, lame ass niggas, all right, pretty much bowing down to this woman like a god. Okay. But let's touch on the point at hand. All right. The point is that, you know, the reason why this type of folly is going on is because this woman, all right, this young woman, she should have been married off at a young age, okay? Her husband should have already been chosen for her, all right? And she, because she looked like she's in her 20s, early to mid 20s. Yeah, in the ancient world, all right, amongst our people, a woman that was in her early to mid 20s, she already had a couple kids at that age. She was already an established wife and mother, you see? But now we live in a civilization where a woman is in her early to mid 20s, okay, and she's still single, living la vida loca, right? Hanging out, having random sex with strangers, okay? Just a free spirit, all right? You see? And this is why we need the kingdom of heaven, to prevent nonsense like this, okay? Because if a father marries off his daughter at a young age, all right, basically there is a blueprint of structure already designed for her as she grows up. She grows up with her husband. She grows up with her children. Okay? She doesn't grow up to be some goddamn independent woman, backseat, cock guzzling freak. Okay? Because that's all this woman is right here. And she should have been married off at a young age. All right? It's not good for women to have this much liberty and to be choosing whatever mate, whatever, whatever partner. Women don't know how to choose their partners, obviously. Look at the type of men women are choosing to lay down with and have babies with, man. Okay, complete reprobates. All right. You had you got women right now, a couple women that just died. These women were sitting there pretty much trying to establish a serious relationship with niggas that are locked up and in prison, right? I don't know the term of what they call those type of women that, develop relationships with niggas that's in prison. You know what I'm saying? But you got women that are doing that, and then the woman goes to go visit the guy in prison, not knowing that he's a maniac, hence why he's in prison. Okay, and she goes over there and the nigga strangles her to death. He puts her to death. You see? So situations like that show you that women are incapable, all right, of choosing the correct partner for themselves, man. This is why the father's guidance, all right, in a woman's decision making in regards to her relationships with men. This is why the father's guidance is very much needed, man. Okay? You got this woman right here cycling 10 guys. Okay? And then she's disqualifying guys for stupid ass reasons. Look, this comment right here, where does it say? It says, this woman said, I can't believe she got rid of Robbie because of his zodiac sign. Chris was really funny, though. So apparently, she rejected a guy because of his zodiac sign. You see? That shows you that women are completely carnal, okay? And their decision making in regards to choosing a husband is based upon being cute and how they make them feel in a good vibe at the moment. She's sitting here disqualifying guys for stupid ass reasons. The guy that she disqualified. Now, all of these niggas is simps, because to go on this show, you're a complete loser as a man. I'm gonna be honest with you. All that 20 verse 1 and all that pop the balloon, you niggas is bitch ass niggas to me. Okay. All right. Straight up. But the point is that these women, they have so much liberty that they can just disqualify men for nothing. And the men that they disqualify, he can actually be a good dude. You know what I'm saying? He could actually be a good dude, somebody that has his head on straight. But she'll say, oh, well, you know what? I don't like your pants. No, never mind. I don't want you because I don't like your pants. You see, if a father had the right to choose the husband for his daughter, okay, the father wouldn't be worried about no stupid ass shit. What's your zodiac sign? And, I don't like that shirt. You can't deal with my daughter. No, the father, okay, a father of understanding, all right, because a lot of these fathers are jokes now. That's why these women are whored out the way that they are, okay? But a father of understanding is going to be able to look at a man and, you know, really examine particular attributes, you know, that an honest stand-up guy would have, right? So while the woman is looking at all the little cute shit and, oh, is his eyebrows done? How big are his lips? You know, what kind of shirt does he have on? Okay. While the woman is, you know, she's picking out that little stupid ass shit. The father is going to be looking at things like, you know, is he honest? Okay. Is he austere? Is he a man of his business? Is he a man of his word? You know what I mean? How, you know, what's his socioeconomic status? You know, can he provide for my daughter in the long term? Does he have the understanding to lead a household in the correct way? This is why in our culture, all right, it was, hang on. God damn. That's how you know it be Satan, man. Start a lesson and shit get noisy. You got to watch out for that, brothers. All right. You'll notice how you start getting in the spirit and then shit start getting noisy. It's a distraction around. You know, the ambulance start driving around. That ain't nothing but Satan. Okay. Trying to you know, deter your mind from bringing out the truth. Right. But see, that shit made me lose my train of thought. But yeah. That's what I was going to say. You know, the father, it was a usual occurrence within our nation where when the father was, when he would investigate a potential a husband for his daughter, okay, a lot of the times the father would have the soon-to-be husband work for him in his business. The father would employ him, okay, to work for him for maybe a year or a couple years or something like that before he give him his daughter. You can read about that in the book of Genesis when Laban made Jacob work for 14 years so that way Jacob could have his two daughters, right? And fathers would do that, you know what I mean, basically to investigate the man, right? Okay, let's see his work ethic. Let's see if he's an honest dude. Let's see if he shows up on time. Let's see, you know what I mean? Is he strong? Is he resilient? Does he have courage? You see? You get to know a lot about a person when you see how they work. All right? So the father would put the soon-to-be husband, the potential husband, through a series of tests to see if he was capable of providing for his daughter. Okay? But nowadays, that's not the case. You got women out here that are just making their own decisions, and they're either choosing the worst human beings of men, or they're choosing niggas based off of you know, outward appearances, right? Which is also bad because women that are choosing these men off of outward appearances, all right, you know, she doesn't know what's in the inside. So then later on down the line, she come to find out that, oh, this nigga, he's a DL faggot, right? He really like men, or he's a maniac. He's obsessive. You know what I'm saying? He's this, he's that. And women don't usually find out until the end, right? See, the father, he would be able to identify all of that, man. Okay? Because men, we understand men better than women, man. You know what I mean? We understand men better than women do. Of course we do. We're men ourselves. So we can meet a man and we could tell everything about a man by the way he talks, by the way he walks. You see? His handshake. Women ain't, they don't pay attention to shit like that. They do, but they pay attention, to that like a cute way. Like, oh my God, look at his muscles. Oh my gosh. We men, we ain't looking at other niggas like, oh man, look at his muscles, man. He must be a good partner. No, we looking at internal things, man. Okay? So that's what a father of understanding would do. And a woman like this should have been married off a long time ago to prevent nonsense like this. Now she's on the show trying to decide, through 10 men, who's the best fit. And then whatever nigga win the show, all he gonna do is just hit and quit. Okay? Because she ain't no long-term partner. This ain't her first rodeo. You see? You could tell when you watch this video, you could tell this woman, like I said, she's from Los Angeles, man. That's enough said, okay? She's from Los Angeles. Enough said, man. All right? So, in the kingdom, we're not going to have to worry about shit like this, man. All right? Because every Israelite woman will be married off. Okay? She'll be married off, and her father will have a lot of participation in who she mates with, right? Okay, and that's the way it's supposed to be, all right? That's the way it's supposed to be. It tells you in Job 39:17 that the Most High has deprived the woman of wisdom. It also tells you in the scriptures that she is the weaker vessel. So with those two things in mind, do you think that a woman is 100% capable of choosing the right husband for herself? Now, some women do strike it lucky. I'm not saying that every woman is just going to choose a maniac loser. Some women do strike it lucky, man. But it's a very small percentage. That's why it's not that many women married in America. Okay? It's a lot more single women in America. All right? And all of the women that are single are women that have cycled through a bunch of different partners, right? And she can't make her mind up, okay? Because one, she's corrupted herself to where she can't pair bond with no man. This is why the father it's better that the father chooses the husband for her. And then two, her decision-making is skewed. Her decision-making is based on feminism. A lot of these women are choosing men based on, a man's submission to her, right? A lot of these women are not choosing leaders. A lot of these women are choosing niggas that come groveling at their acceptance, just like these niggas on this show. Look at this nigga right here on this still frame, man. Okay? You see how, look at the body language. You can tell by the body language, all right, that she's in control, all right? You can tell by the body language that she's in control, okay? He's sitting there looking like, well, what's your answer? Hopefully I'm good enough. You see? A father of understanding would tell all of these niggas to pack it up and go home. Ain't none of y'all niggas marrying my daughter. You see, all y'all niggas is weak. Okay, that's what a father of understanding would do. Okay, but these women have been left to their own devices. And this is why they end up with these bullshit ass men. Okay, because women are making decisions based on cute and outward appearance. Okay, so let's get a scripture, man. I just got 2 scriptures, and then we'll go ahead and close it out. This is Ecclesiasticus 7:25, or Sirach 7:25. It says, "Marry thy daughter, and so shalt thou have performed a weighty matter." Yeah, it's important, man, to marry your daughter off, man, because that, you If your daughter brings home some thug or just some ain't shit nigga deadbeat, some nigga with no honor, okay, that's gonna be a stain on your household, man. All right. A lot of them problems you gonna have to deal with as a father, man. All right. Especially if she end up having a baby with one of them wicked ass niggas. Now your grandchild is subject to some toxic ass environment because you didn't let your daughter run around the streets and be a whore, and then she brought home some no good, ain't shit baby daddy, okay? That's not really a man. She brought home a little boy. Okay? So now you got to suffer the consequences of that as a father, man. So yeah, it is a weighty matter, man. And in the kingdom of heaven, okay, this is going to be established. All right? These women, they can get mad at it now and think that that's unfair. And, oh, what do you mean? The women can't have a choice? What are you talking about? Women should be able to have a choice. Well, in America, you women have had a choice, and look what you've done with it. Obviously, women's decision making in regards to choosing a husband is poor, obviously. So you've had a lot of choices, and you failed. Okay, look at all these women on the internet crying about how they can't find a man. They crying about how they can't find a man, but you think that they virgins? They're far from virgins. A bunch of one night stands and dating app hookups. You see, they wouldn't have that problem if they father, okay, married them off. All right, they wouldn't have to worry about that shit. By the time she's if the father married her off, by the time she's like 35, 37, she'd be a grandmother at that point. You see, that's how it was amongst our people in the ancient world. By the time a woman was like 37, 38, she was a grandmother. You see? And that's a beautiful joy for a woman, man. Okay? That's a beautiful joy for a woman to have children and grandchildren. Okay? You know? So there would be no hookup culture in the kingdom of heaven, man. Okay? All Israelite women will be married off. Okay? And they'll be married off to a man of understanding, someone that can forward the legacy of not only his household, but her household, because, you know, the way it goes is he makes a deal with her father, and the father is able to capitalize off of their marriage and their union. You know, it was a beautiful union, okay? But everything got corrupted once feminism got introduced into the world, all right? And these women, they've been empowered to think that, you know, they're the leaders of themselves, okay? And look what they're doing. They're doing stupid ass shit like this, right? Cycling, you know, through 10 guys. Oh, I don't like him. No, I don't like his shirt. No, I don't like his haircut. No, I don't like, you know, stupid ass shit, man. It says, but give her to a man of understanding. Very important, man. Very important. Okay? You give her to a man of understanding, all right? Okay? Not only is he going to take care of your daughter, right? But he's going to lead her the correct way. Okay? Because the way it goes is a woman, she grows up in her father's house. The father is her commander. The father is her leader. Then she gets transferred to her husband. He becomes her leader and commander. He provides for her. Okay? And a man of understanding, all right, is going to do what it takes to make sure that she's cared for. Okay? He's going to make the right decisions to navigate their relationship in the correct manner. All right? But when you let your daughter run around the streets and you let her choose whatever nigga she want to come home with, okay? 9 times out of 10 in America, she's going to come home with some sad ass goofy nigga, man. All right? A lot of these fathers, man, you know, a lot of these fathers got to sit there and suffer year after year, you know, their daughter coming home with some new nigga. Hey, daddy, this is my new boyfriend. Hey, daddy, this is my new boyfriend. I met him at the nightclub. Hey, daddy, this is my new boyfriend. I met him at at a goddamn speed dating event. I met him through mutual friends. This is my new boyfriend. A lot of fathers is sitting through that shit. And a lot of these fathers are dying inside, man. Even though a lot of these fathers have become some simp ass niggas themselves, right? Trust me, man. These niggas is dying inside year after year watching their daughter bring home some clown. Okay, but if he would have married her off and gave her to a man of understanding, okay, he wouldn't have to worry about his daughter running around playing the whore, and he wouldn't have to worry about, you know, his daughter being all delusional in these streets and easily taken advantage of, man. Okay? If I had a daughter, man, you know, I would do my best, okay, to make sure that she's set up with the best partner to be. Okay? I wouldn't allow her to just come home and just bring some loser and then expect me to like his ass. Okay? Hell nah, man. All right? Because she'll end up like this. Most women are going to choose this because this is empowering for them, man. Okay? It's not about empowering for women. When it comes down to choosing your husband as a woman, it's not about empowering and you taking lead and you having your own choice. It's not about that dumb shit. Okay? It's about you finding an appropriate husband, okay? So that way you can forward the legacy, okay? It's bigger than you. It's bigger than you thinking everything is cute and choosing a nigga based off of fucking a $40 haircut, man. It's bigger than that, okay? The women of old were not worried about no nigga with no $40 haircut, okay? Women didn't choose, but when they would get with a husband, okay, they were concerned with forwarding a legacy, man. Creating a stable household for their children, all right? Unifying with the husband, all right? So that way they could raise, better children that'll go out into the world with morals and values, man. These women ain't concerned about that shit, man. It's all about hookup culture and all, you know, being cute. Everything is about being cute. Well, a lot of these cute niggas that these women are choosing, man, a lot of these niggas is coming out to be homosexuals, man. The nigga's so goddamn cute. He's so into himself that he thinks other men are cute as well, man. All right? So, yeah, man, it's better that the father has a lot to do in a woman's decision-making in regards to her husband, man. All right? Things are more in order that way. And in the kingdom of heaven, that will be the standard, man. Okay? A lot of you wicked-ass women are sitting, you'll sit here in this time period and be like, oh, no, I don't like that. I don't like that. I should have my own choice. Well, in the kingdom of heaven, you ain't going to be complaining. Okay? You're going to have a new body. You're going to have a new mind. All right? That ain't up to you. All right? You're just a mortal human being with mortal thoughts, carnal thoughts. Okay? It ain't up to you. In the kingdom of heaven, you ain't going to have no complaints. All right? All your needs will be satisfied. Okay? Let's get this last scripture. This is Sirach 25:25. It says, give the water no passage, neither a wicked woman liberty to gad abroad. Okay? Because this is what women do when they gad abroad. All right? Unprotected sex with strangers. Cycling through a whole bunch of different men. You know, hookup culture. This is the results of gadding abroad for a woman, man. All right? And the father, he's supposed to intervene on that. Okay? Let me get this last script right here. The father is supposed to intervene on that at a young age. Okay? But the thing is a lot of these fathers, man, okay, they're not telling their daughters what type of men to look out for. And it's fucked up. You know what I mean? It's fucked up. Well, you know, we don't have to get that. But it's fucked up that a lot of these fathers are not putting their daughters up on game. A lot of these fathers is telling their daughter, oh yeah, go to college, honey. Go to college. The father allows her to go to college on the other side of the country. Okay. And college ain't nothing but a goddamn sex fest. That's all motherfuckers do in college, is just run around and have sex with each other. My brother, rest in peace, Shathia, okay? He was in college before he came into the truth, all right? And that brother, he had a lot of faith, because when he found out about the truth, he made a decision right there to stop going to college. Actually, when he came into the truth, he was on Christmas break. He was on Christmas break, and he came out and he got introduced to the truth, and he never went back to college after that. But he told me while he was in college that all of the women, he said probably about 95% of the women in college are slutting out. They're going from dorm room to dorm room, having sex with whoever, doing this, that, and the third with whoever. Okay. And you got a lot of fathers that are supporting women supporting their daughters going to college. Okay. And she slut herself out. And then when she come back home, now she's unrecognizable. Now her soul is completely dark. You see? Okay. You marry your daughter off, man. All right. That's the way it's supposed to go. Now, in this society, you might not be able to do that, man. This is why we got to get the hell out of here, man. Okay. Because you might not be able to do that because, first and foremost, the mother is probably going to have an offense to it. Hang on. Give me a sec. Yeah. What's going on, man? What's up? Huh? Look at that. Go there. Go to that address right there. It's right around the corner. Look, come here. Come here. Come here. All right. Drive down this alley. Make a right. Right. Yeah, right. And it's going to be on the left side. Okay. Yep. All right. Yeah, Salakia. I'm over here at my job. But yeah, man. Like I was saying, all right, you might not be able to do that in this society because, number one, the daughter, she's going to buck up against it. All right, because she thinks that it's her natural right to choose whatever nigga she want to deal with. And then number two, the mother and everybody else is going to fight you. Especially the mother. All right. Especially the mother. The mother is going to be the first one to be like, you can't tell my daughter who to marry. And especially the mother. I don't work for them. Yeah, I don't know. So especially that mother, man. Okay, because the mother is more than likely a feminist. You see? So, yeah, I just wanted to make this lesson, man. Okay, just giving an example of why we need the kingdom of heaven. All right, and why the order needs to be established to where these women, all right, they need to be on a structured lifestyle, okay? And you can see that these women, they don't have the best decision making, okay? They don't. They've been given way too much liberty here in America, and it's completely spoiled their ass rotten, all right? So, Lord willing, this was edifying. To give all praises to Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai. Shalom. Shalom.